Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg from Fire Station number 2. Joining me today is Adam Dorn and Ariana. How you doing? Welcome back.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for being here.
Welcome back.
I'm doing good.
Well, I'm glad you're doing great. What we're talking about, we're continuing our series about carbon monoxide and everything from the makeup to staying safe to detectors. Today, though, it's all about breaking it down a little bit. And Adam and I are openly admitting that we had a hard time in science. But don't worry. That's why we got this young student right here who's going to help us break this down a little bit. So first off, what is carbon monoxide?
Carbon monoxide is made up of one oxygen atom and one carbon atom. That's why our body takes it in as oxygen.
And when our body takes it in at too much, obviously what you've learned from past segments is bad for you. It's really bad for you. Let's talk about a little bit on the prevention and staying safe side of things here.
So some things you can do to prevent it is obviously know the risk of carbon monoxide, keep your vents clear, don't run engines in an enclosed area or gasoline-powered engines in a basement, garage, or any other enclosed structure. Schedule regular maintenance at least once a year. Keep fireplaces well vented and clean. Have CO alarm on every floor and make sure they're working. Keep CO alarms regularly maintained and have them professionally installed.
We're coming up to daylight savings time, Adam Dorn, and
Yes, we
I
are,
know
Jeremy.
that specifically means one thing, and what would that be?
We're going to test our smoke detectors.
And
Now that we have this as well, we're also going to make sure that we are checking our carbon monoxide detectors because they are just as important as smoke detectors.
Why is it a good time now? Why do we? You guys have kind of worked on like making and tying these together, spring forward, move back.
Right. Like you said, we've always done the spring forward, fall back, change your clock, change your battery in your smoke detector. This just fits in so well, but it's the same concept. We want to make sure that we always have our batteries in our smoke detectors and our carbon monoxide detectors working. A lot of times those batteries go dead because we forget to check them. So based on that, this is why we kind of merge the two together. So we take out two birds with one stone, so to say.
And we've talked in the past too. You mentioned here about, we were talking about generators and putting those in closed spaces, or turning the car on or parking the car outside of your house, but yet the gases still get in. Again, quick safety tip on that front.
The state does have a law in place that says you need to have carbon monoxide detectors in your homes. It also goes into detail as to where they are to be located in your home. A good general rule of thumb when you look at it is that you should have a carbon monoxide detector on every level of your home where there's a gas-fired appliance. So if you have a gas-fired stove, you'd put one on the main level. If you have a gas-fired furnace, you'd put one in the lower level or the basement. It also goes on to say that you should also have one outside of every sleeping area. So if you have a 2-story home and your bedrooms are on the 2nd floor, you need to have a carbon monoxide detector on the 2nd level, on the 1st level because you have the stove, and then in the basement because you also have a furnace.
It's funny because we were talking about it before we got on air here about where we should put those with your mom, what spaces they should be in. But that's good to know that it has to be in a place, again, if there are fueled appliances, essentially. Right. Apartment buildings, any change on that, or is that similar fashion?
Similar fashion. There are other details. I would recommend that you go out to the state's website for that information. We can actually post that too with you guys. I'd be happy to get that to you. It sounds like it's a lot of legal wording in there, but it's actually pretty simple to understand.
Yeah, we read through the law, the state law, and it is a little mumble jumble, but it actually does make sense, and it equals exactly what you said about placement. So we've got checking, we've got some safety tips, and do you have anything else to say, young lady?
I guess something I should also say is that carbon is 12.011. That's carbon's molecular weight, and then oxygen is 15.999. That's also why our body takes it in as oxygen, because the molecular weights are so close.
Still bad for you in a high dose amount.
Right, and in going along those same lines, it kind of brings into the fact a lot of times in the past people thought you had to put carbon monoxide detectors low on the ground. And then questions were asked, well, why are they putting them in with smoke detectors up high? It mixes so well with the air that it's almost even. So it doesn't really matter where that carbon monoxide detector go, whether it's up high in a combination smoke alarm, carbon monoxide detector, or a standalone device. It doesn't matter where it goes, it just needs to be there.
Fantastic. I've got one high and low. So
Perfect.
It works. I'm covered on both fronts. So.
Yes.
All right. Appreciate the work. We'll have you back again, keeping up with some safety tips, and appreciate Adam as well for helping us out as well. We'll take a quick break. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.